Hello, boys and girls. My name is Buck, and this is possibly my YouTube channel called BuckView. BuckView because I'm Buck and this is my view. So, I kind of want to start a YouTube channel. I've been having this thought lately to start a YouTube channel. Why? I don't plan on making any money with it. If I do, cool. If not, I don't care. I have a decent job that's a full-time job, and the pay is okay. It's a union job. It's a good job. I also have, I'm not doing it for the glory or the fame that you could get from YouTube, become YouTube famous. No, I don't care about any of that. I'll get to why I'm doing it. That's why I'm making this video. I want to tell you why I want to make a YouTube channel and share my view of the world with you. Okay, so, first of all, one thing I want to tell you, if you're getting freaked out, I keep closing this eye. Why? I wear glasses, as you can see. I got a scar on my left eye. For years, I didn't have glasses, so I was forced to close this eye to look distance or if there's bright light, which, as you can see, there's bright light coming in these windows. And this is a house I'm working on, by the way. I just come out here because it's quiet, and it's my house, going to be mine. It's quiet, and it's peaceful out here. But anyway, I got this scar on my eye, so I close it to look distant because my right eye's good. It's my shooting eye, by the way, and it is pretty good. But anyway, yeah, so that's why I'm not winking at you, if that's what you're thinking. Unless you want me to wink at you, but that's not why I'm doing it. But anyway, where was I? Okay, YouTube. I made an account of YouTube a while back, years ago, and I started to subscribe to these YouTubers that I enjoyed watching, basically to help them out, and I don't know what the real benefits of having an account is, but it doesn't cost you anything unless you have YouTube TV. But you can help these YouTubers out a lot. All right, and I think that's pretty cool if you can help them out, especially because you're getting entertainment from them or whatever. So why not do what you can to help them out? Anyway, some of the first genre of YouTube that I decided to subscribe to was ASMR. So what is ASMR? What is it? ASMR, they're abbreviations. It stands for Audio, Sensory, Meridian Response. That's what it stands for. Well, what the hell does that even mean? What does that even... I mean, that's crazy. Why do they give it these big fancy words? For what? What's it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that your soul is getting a massage. That's what it feels like. It's a high. It's a buzz. It's they call it the tingles. I call it a buzz because that's what it's like. It's a high that has no consequences. Okay, that's what it is. Basically, some of the times I got it was some of the times that I got it in real life. I didn't know what it was. I was a kid. I was like maybe 5 years old, maybe 6 at the most, and I was maybe a summer in between kindergarten and first grade. I went to church, and I sat down next to my uncle, my Uncle Tony, my Uncle Tony. He's a cool dude. He's a good uncle. I love my Uncle Tony. He's just cool. He's one of the smartest guys I ever met. And he's just a fun person to be around. He's always having a good time. You're always laughing when you're with Uncle Tony. You're always having a good time. Well, anyway, I saw him at church. I was like, oh, cool, Uncle Tony's here. So I went and sat down next to Uncle Tony. And I sat down next to him. And, of course, I was learning how to read. He knew that. And being a good uncle, they were doing the reading. So I'm Catholic. I was brought up Catholic. So we go to the Catholic church. They do, they start off the Mass. And they do a couple of readings, then the Gospel. And then you have communion and you go home. Okay, that's how Mass goes. So they were doing the first reading. And being an uncle, good uncle that he is, he decided to, hold the book so we could both see it. And he was following the words because he knew I was at the age where I was. Well, him following those words actually was giving me the major ASMR buzz. And that was one of the first memories I have of getting ASMR. And it was a very pleasurable time, made me behave in church. I wasn't fidgety or nothing, because it kind of puts you like, wow, this is nice, And even though you're a little kid, there's nothing sexual about ASMR. There's nothing about it. It's just it's one person doing something for someone else, and you get this tingly feeling. I think it's the reason why a lot of women like to go get their hair and nails done, not just to look pretty, but they get that pampering and they get that ASMR. The same thing with us guys. We go to a barber, you get it sometimes. Some guys get it from the barber. But anyway, to make a long story short, that was the first subscriptions I ever, first YouTubers I ever subscribed to were ASMRs. Then I moved on to, so anyway, YouTube has the algorithm. They keep going and they suggest other things to you. So a bunch of other YouTubers and yada, yada, yada. And you find the ones that you like and you subscribe to them. It's like anything else. Well, anyway, there's been other genres like dirt bike riding, quad riding, mountain biking. That's crazy. And guys, you're not going to... There was a time I wanted to try it. I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do mountain biking. Yeah. Imagine my fat ass doing mountain biking. Yeah, going down a mountain at 60 miles an hour, going through hairpin turns. Nah, no thanks. No thanks. That would be like a landslide coming down there on a mountain bike. But I mean, it's really ingenious what these ski resorts do. These ski resorts do, they have, in the wintertime they do skiing, and in the summer they do mountain biking. It's pretty cool. It keeps them rolling. It keeps the money coming in, keeps jobs going. It's a really great, it's a pretty cool idea, and people love doing it. And they'll spend a lot of money on these bikes. Some of the mountain bikes are as much as I paid for my quad. That's a lot of money. So, anyway, I was watching them. Then, moved on to looking up other things, mudding and different things like that. Of course, all this, hillbilly stuff. Anyway, I am going to tell you a little bit something here. I find Southern Asian women to be the most beautiful on the planet. India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. Beautiful, gorgeous. My gosh, the hair, the skin tone, the big brown expressive eyes. I mean, they are really beautiful women. So there are a lot of them. I live in New Jersey, by the way, if you couldn't tell by the way I speak. Some people tell me I have an accent. Some people tell me I don't. I live in South Jersey, Jersey South. And yes, we have a lot of diversity here, which is not a bad thing. And there's a lot of Southern Asian immigrants that live in this area. And I see these beautiful women all over the place. And then, of course, because I think they're pretty, and they start talking to them, pretty girl, you want to talk to her. I start talking to them. And, of course, I learned a little bit of Hindi. not a whole lot. I know, let me see if I can do it. Machota Hindi Bolta Hai Hun. So that means I speak a little Hindi, I think. Correct me if I got that wrong. But a little bit, and, of course, they're very surprised when they see me, without my hat. I'm just a bald, short, fat guy, but I look like this backwoods hick, and they're like, "Oh, you spoke Hindi?" So yes, I've stopped them dead in their tracks. But anyway, that all being said, being fascinated by what you find beautiful is something that us humans do. So I wanted to learn a little bit about Southern Asian culture. So I looked it up on YouTube. Walking India. And of course, different YouTubers came up. There was Girl in Paradise is one good one. She's always all over Asia. I think she's from Romania. She never shows herself, though. She always holds the camera pointing forward like this. And you hear her talk once in a while, like you can hear me. But you never see her. Once in a while, you get a glimpse of one of her hands or something. But for the most part, you do not see her face, ever. Okay. In fact, she won't even give her name. Kids will come up to her because she's walking around, and they'll ask her, "What's your name? What's your name?" And she'll say, "My name is Meow Meow." She does like a cat noise because she doesn't want her real name to protect herself, I guess. But she has an accent when she speaks. I think she's from Romania. I think. There's another guy who has a similar accent. I don't know if he's from Romania or not. He's LAD, capital LAD, Mob. And he likes to go around Asia as well. And I don't know if they're together. I don't know. But it's maybe. But anyway. Now that was a wink. That wasn't me close. That was a wink. Okay. All right. So anyway, to make a long story short, I started watching this. It led me to other YouTubers. One of my favorite ones is Davuda Kansada. He's from Azerbaijan, and he was going around India, and he was also he loves Sri Lanka. He was just in Africa. I mean, he has a grand old time. All right. And I have my passport. It's just things are getting in the way, but I will travel. I would like to lose a little bit of weight first, because I don't want to be like people look at me and go, "Oh yeah, you're from America. I can tell. I can tell you're from America." You know, you know. But anyway, that all joking aside, watching these videos, led me to other ones. So because they're walking around and they're, showing you different things that are going on, the algorithm of YouTube, I think, led me to a guy named the Philly Captain. No, Philly Captain, yes, but before that was Kensington. Now, if you don't know about Kensington, Kensington is, unfortunately, it's a bad place. It became a bad place. The drug epidemic we have here in America is really, really present in Kensington. It's where people go to hang out with their demons. Is Kensington? It's a sad ordeal. And I know people that were in Kensington and spent some time there. They lived on the streets of Kensington because of everything that goes on. But it's a sad ordeal to watch it. It doesn't seem to be as bad as it was a few years ago, but it also has been cold out. I'm starting to warm up now. Spring's around the corner. Spring. Spring, yes. Everybody loves spring. I don't particularly, I see the beauty in spring, but I don't really particularly care for spring. You want to know why? First of all, I'm a cold weather person. I like the cold. Number one. Number two, in a few weeks, the plants are going to be having their damn orgy that's going to make us feel like we have the plague, okay? Pollen, all pollen is plant semen, okay? That's what it is. You don't believe me? Look it up. That's what it is. So the plant's pleasure causes us pain, which I guess is a fair trade, because we cause them a lot of pain with pollution, and we cut them down and pick flowers to give to people. I guess it's a fair trade. It's a fair trade. But anyway, back to the main subject. You might start seeing more people in Kensington. But watching that led me to, I mentioned it before, the Philly Captain. I love the Philly Captain. He's a great dude. He's fun to watch. But the Philly Captain said before in his videos that he has issues with anxiety and depression. He said that before. So it that kind of hinders over you like a cloud, when people have those kind of problems. It's a shame, really, because he's a great guy. And he's funny, and he talks, and the way he talks and everything like that, he's just a cool dude. But anyway, that all being said, he had one video a few months ago, and he was in tears on it. Usually he's just a real happy guy, but he's on the video, and he's has tears in his eyes, and he's talking about this other YouTuber that he became pretty good friends with. And that other YouTuber's name was Adam the Woo. Now, Adam the Woo did just that. He filmed his life. He filmed everything, okay? He filmed him. The last video I watched of Adam the Woo, he was taking down Halloween decorations in his front yard on November 1st and putting them in storage, and showed the viewers everything, and went out to a store and bought Christmas decorations. So he was buying all that, okay? That's, what he filmed, and he was documenting his life, basically. So that being said, watching that, I watched the Philly Captain. The Philly Captain said that that's who got him into YouTube, into making YouTube videos, was Adam the Woo. He changed his life in the best way anyone ever could. He showed him, here's something you can do, and Philly Captain did it, and successful, and he's doing good. So he was heartbroken over Adam the Woo's death. He was only 51 years old, and he died in his sleep. Supposedly he had a heart attack. But anyway, I watched some Adam's videos after he had already passed. I hadn't really heard of him until they started talking about him death, which is a shame. I feel like a real asshole because of that. But I just didn't know. And I started to watch him afterwards, and he was awesome. He was an awesome guy, and the way he talked, he had this really mellow, smooth voice. And, he was it's just cool. And he started traveling around the world and brought his viewers with him, and all that. And that's something that a lot of us want to do. That's something I want to do. I would love to travel and bring any of you guys that may like this video and subscribe, I want to bring you with me. I'd love to go to Sri Lanka, but of course, I told you I like cold weather. So one thing I don't think I like about Sri Lanka is it's freaking hot there. But it's different when you're on vacation. You don't have to work in the shit. But anyway, to make a long story short, I don't want to hold you up too long. I don't want to bore you to death. The Philly captain just recently traveled across the country and brought all his subscribers with him. He went via Route 66. He got off the interstate as soon as he could from Philly and got on Route 66 and stopped and saw a bunch of different sites along the way, places where Adam the Woo was at. And it was pretty cool. It was like Adam was guiding him the way. It was really a neat video. And it was just, raw footage like any YouTuber does. And he made it out to California to go to the celebration of life for Adam the Woo. Okay. Adam, had his parents were there. It was a lot of YouTubers that he touched, a lot of other people that he touched, subscribers and whatnot. It was out in California, I think in LA, and it was really nice. But one in particular guest that was there that did a stand-up there was Thomas Wilson. Now, if you don't know who Thomas Wilson is, go watch Back to the Future. He's Biff Tannen. He also plays Biff's grandson Griff in Back to the Future 2, and of course he plays Buford Mad Dog Tannen in Back to the Future 3. Awesome actor, awesome dude. Funny as hell. If you want to watch it on the Philly Captain channel. I think other YouTubers, there's German in Venice, there was the Carpetbagger, different YouTubers like that actually were there, and they may have it on their channel. I think they have it on their channels as well from a different perspective, from their perspective. All right, excuse me. But anyway, watching that, the Philly Captain had a video of himself with Thomas Wilson the day before. He got to hang out with Thomas Wilson, which was pretty cool. And that's where you learn that that's where I saw. I was like, man, he's a cool dude. He's funny. He's charming. He's just cool to be around. He's just one of the people you want to be around. And he has his own YouTube channel. He stated that on that video. And he started his own YouTube channel. So I decided to look it up and I subscribed to him. And last night, I watched a video where he was talking about finding out about Adam the Woo death. He found out that he had passed away, and he was friends with Adam the Woo. Adam the Woo was a huge Back to the Future fan. Had tattoos on him of the Doc and Marty and the flux capacitor and all that. So anyway, all that being said, he was talking about that, and he's walking around this town in California, and he gets to a bench in the video that has stuff on it for Adam the Woo. Adam Woo sticker. Somebody carved ATW in it, and he brought up a very good point. If you do, he goes, Adam had the guts to show you reality in a world where AI is taking over, and we have so much bad stuff going on in the world right now. There's war. There's people are getting beat. People are dying for nothing. For money. People are killing another person for money. It's crazy. In a world like that, let's use reality. But there's peaceful sides of reality. There's fun sides of reality. There's sides of reality that are beautiful, really. And let's focus on them once in a while instead of always focus on the negative. And one thing, when you make a YouTube video or any kind of video, or even if you don't make a YouTube video, come home, tell somebody you care about. Even if you call somebody, tell somebody you care about and tell them your stories, what you did today. Even if, and this is the words of Thomas Wilson, even if you waited for 8 minutes for an old lady to back out of her parking spot, tell that story. Because when you're gone, when you turn back into dust, when you're put in a hole in the ground, or you're burned and you're cremated, you're gone. When you're gone off this planet, all you have left is your stories. That's it. So for me, I don't have any children, but I do have a beautiful goddaughter that I love very much, and I have honorary nieces and nephews that I love very much. My sister doesn't have any kids. I don't have any kids yet. If I meet that girl out there, ladies, and she wants to have a baby, well, hey, I'm going to give it my all. And if she tells me, hey, I'm pregnant, guess what? I'm in there for the long haul. I don't care if I'm 60 years old when the kid graduates high school. I'll be there. I might need a walker, but I'll be there at that graduation, dag nabbit. But anyway, that all being said, the reason I want to make YouTube videos is because beyond my years, maybe my honorary niece and nephews, my little cousins, somebody that knew me can look back and say, there's Uncle Buck. And it's like he's still alive through this video. So with that being said, everybody, have yourself a great day. All right? And stay blessed. And remember, reality can be the most beautiful thing that you ever had the opportunity to witness. This is BuckView signing off.